Now, to display a random number in VB.NET, we use an rand function. And in this case, I'm just going to be displaying a random number between 1 and 100. And for the first time, I'm going to start with console. So I will just write console.writeLine. And then I use the rand function like this. So it's a function, so obviously you open and close the brackets. And then now you type in the range. In this case, I want a random number between 1 and 100. So I'll type 100 like this. So obviously it will find a random number between this range 1 and 100. And after that, you type your console.create key statement just to prevent the screen from disappearing each time the output is displayed. And there you go. I have a random number which is 70. Now, if you want this one to be a whole number and not a fraction, you can use a command called cint, that is short for convert to integer. So cint like this, and then so it means that I'm converting to integer, that is a whole number, any random number between 1 and 100. If you do that, the random number is 71. Now with console, it rarely generates different numbers since you're closing the screen and then opening it again. But this is much clearer when you are working with Windows application. So I've already designed a form here which is going to perform the same function that was done in console. And you get to realize that in this text box, we will have different random numbers after each time I click the button generate. So this is a button, this is a text box, and this is a label. Let's type in the code. So I need a random number between 1 and 100, right? Okay, so let's do the same thing. So my text box here, this text box, I have the name. It's called text box 1. So this is what you do. You write, we're going to be displaying in text box 1 dot text, right? A random number, that is text box 1 dot text, is assigned a random number, and it's a function between 1 and 100, right? But since we want it to be a whole number, we use the cint, that is convert to integer. So I'll say cint like this. So I'm saying convert to integer or a whole number any random number you generate between 1 and 100. And once I have this result, I'm going to be displaying it in a text box with a name textbox1.text. Just simple as that. Let's now go back to our form and run this code. Now, when I click generate, I have 71, I have 53, I have 58, I have 29. So these are different numbers that are being generated. You also see that 1 is included, but there we just typed in 100. So the random numbers, they are ranged between 1 and 100. And you can do that as much as you can. Now with console, if you put a looping construct, you can get to do the same, to have random numbers as long as you don't convert the screen. But the starting point for the Windows program for a random number, they always, most of the time, they start at 71. When you do that, you're done.